Want to get back to the markets now because we have the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all in record territory this week. Joining me now is Christopher Uhl. He is founder and head trader at 10minuteStockTrader. Christopher, good to see you. Before we get to equities, I'm going to ask you what I asked our market strategist earlier in the show, and that is what we are seeing happening with Bitcoin today. Again, at a record high on this news that Elon Musk and Tesla have invested $1.5 billion into the cryptocurrency, saying they might now start accepting it as payment for cars. Does this legitimize Bitcoin, and are you in the space at all?
Oh, Alexis, thanks for having me on. So this is one of those key pivotal pivotal there we go, pivotal
Yeah,
moments
there we go.
for Bitcoin.
Sometimes it takes a village.
The the emerging asset class of crypto is one of those things where it's almost taboo, right? You've got most of the world who says that we should have a gold standard or a dollar standard, and then you've got this underground movement, somewhat like Wall Street bets last week with GameStop, that says, hey, crypto is really the new default that we should be looking at. And whenever somebody big like Elon Musk, possibly the smartest man in the world, certainly the richest man in the world at this point, decides, hey, I'm going to start letting people buy my product with this new, somewhat untested currency, I think this could be the real mainstream moment for Bitcoin. But there's one huge thing that we haven't crossed yet, and that's the regulation. At some point, the US government and all governments around the world are going to say, we can't have a decentralized currency. This is not going to fly. So while I think this absolutely legitimizes it right now more than anything else has previously, I am very concerned that this space may completely fall apart if the US government and other governments do start to enable the regulations that they would on any other currency.
So would you not be investing in Bitcoin right now if you think that ultimately it stands to fall apart if and when regulation steps in?
Well, you've got two sides of the coin here. Being a trader, I like to follow trends. And if the trend is up right now, there's no reason not to be interested in it. But fundamentally, I would be very cautious going forward and saying, you know what, I might trail my stops really close on this one, because if things do turn around, as we have all seen in Bitcoin, it can change very, very rapidly. And that's another issue with Bitcoin, is it's going to have to find some sort of stability before it can really take off. But I think this is one of those key moments that we all needed to see.
You know, another key moment for the markets happened last month when we saw the Reddit traders put on that frenzied short squeeze with stocks like GameStop and AMC. I know that Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev is going to be going before lawmakers February 18th to discuss what happened that day. The SEC is taking a look at it now. We could see some more regulation come down the pike. What do you think are the lessons learned from what we saw during all that drama?
Well, I got to tell you, I played AMC, and I told this on another interview I had. It was one of the most fun weeks of trading I've ever had. I mean, I had my heartbeat going a million miles an hour in both adulation and disappointment, because I was so excited to see it go up. And then I was really surprised to see it pop as fast as it did. I mean, going back to Bitcoin for a minute, whenever it had its huge run up a couple of years ago, it didn't pop literally in the span of 2 to 3 days. And that's what happened here in GameStop and AMC and other Wall Street bet stocks. So, I mean, I was able to double my money inside of AMC, but I could have done significantly better. I know a lot of people in GameStop did. Now, we have an issue on our hands that I'm not sure a lot of people have really taken into account, and that they're going to have to pay taxes on those gains. If they were able to get any gains, they're going to owe those taxes next year, and that's a concern of mine. But really, looking at something like this, if mainstream news, if your mom and dad are watching it on their local ABC affiliate, the move's already been made. And for the fact that you've got brokers like Robinhood and things like that shut down people buying the stock, there's only one way for it to go, Alexis, if you can't buy the stock, and that's for it to go down. And that's exactly what we saw. And I mean, the key lessons to take away here is, number one, you've got to manage your risk. I tell people whenever I coach them with trading, it's that you really want to have only 1, maybe 1.5%, maybe 2% as your risk tolerance of your total portfolio, as your risk tolerance in any one trade. I mean, throwing everything, your whole entire life savings into GameStop when it's already at $350 is not the best financial decision. I mean, even if you have diamond hands, trying to come back and keep $350 on a price of a stock that was $5 a couple weeks before that doesn't make a lot of sense. So number one is maintaining your risk. And number two, like I said earlier, if it's in mainstream news, the move's already been made. I mean, you've got a lot of people jumping on the Me Too and the FOMO, and then they lose it all. And that's the unsettling part to me. So there's a lot to be learned on this. And I think it's definitely going to be one for the history books for us traders.
Absolutely, and probably a teachable moment for lots of people. Christopher Uhl, founder and head trader at 10 Minute Stock Trader. Thanks for being with us.